Hey guys, it's me, Wilson, and we're back with another video on F1 2021 as usual, and we're here for round 4, I believe, season 30 of Psgl. We're heading into Q1 now. We've actually missed the first round and the third round due to focusing on challengers, which is currently our main priority. I'll get to that in a bit at the end of the video why those videos aren't up, but nevertheless, let's focus on today and Psgl. I'm sorry if the stream lags as well, as you might see it's pausing a very awkward phase. I tried some new settings out on Twitch and it just didn't seem to work out very well, so hopefully that gets fixed. It does make this all a bit more tricky, the commentating, but it shouldn't lag too much when I'm driving, as I think it was only happening in the pits. But yeah, as I said, we missed round 1, which is at Portugal, then we done Britain, which was the last race. We actually got P2 out in penalties. I believe we could have got the win if we reported Shanaka's pit lane, but I don't really feel like that's very moral of me, considering he won the race. So we stuck with our P2, and then we missed Monaco, which our rivals actually done pretty well around Monaco, so that didn't help us too much. And now we're at France, so we're actually 5th or 6th in the stands, I believe, after only doing 1 out of 3 races. So it's not going too bad. But let's get onto the action on track now, completing our first lap in Q1 on the soft tires. It's a 29.41. I remember this lap pretty well, and there's a few mistakes in it, and I wasn't too sure if that would get me through. So I believe we do actually go again in our fresh set. Yes, we do. We're only half 10th up, so not really great considering we've went out at the end of the session on a fresh set. I can remember messing this lap up quite a lot. So I don't really see why I went out. Looking back on it in hindsight, that point 4 was easily through. But, yeah, we went out anyway on a fresh set, and we only done a point 3 low, so it's not even like we'd done a great lap in the end. But I'm pretty sure that's us safely through to Q2, as you can see momentarily as I skipped through it very quickly. But now on to Q2, we actually done our first lap on the medium tyre, not really thinking we could get through. As we use 2 sets of softs, we may as well do it. We did 29.2, which actually isn't that bad, to be honest with you. It beats a few people in mediums. I think Simon done the best at 0.0, which is a very good lap in the mediums, actually. Very, very good. So I think we were pretty high up in the mediums, maybe the 3rd best runner on them or something. But obviously, that's not going to get us through. And I'm really here for fun, so I thought, let's go for Q3 here, and whacked on the softs and went for it. So starting the lap now. I don't believe I show all of this lap, but we'll commentate the first half of it, at least. Down into turn 1, there's no real braking point here. It's mainly off of instinct, at least for me. Take a lot of inside curb, and then use this curb on the inside. We do that fairly well, maybe half a tenth, a tenth on the table there, but it was still a pretty nice turn 1 and 2. Here, just before the 50, fling it in 4th gear, keep it in 4th around this section. I think we hold 4th, the way no, we actually go down to 3rd, then back up to 4th, back up to 5th. And then through this long right. It's a mid-6 split, which isn't great, but it is doable. That is something we can work on. Now coming into this last sector, we skip onto lots of traffic on the right, on the left, and we've actually got a Ferrari just in front of us here coming around the last corner. We missed the apex because of it. Pretty distracting. I don't know if there's a little bit of dirty air there. We actually weave to say sorry, but we're trying to sit in the slipstream, trying to gain anything we can back, and we do a mid-0.1. So that puts us 3rd place. Pretty confident at the time that that'll get us through, as there's a lot of cars behind us and we're trying to dodge them. I don't know what Ferrari it was because I have name tags off. Yeah, it wasn't too bad of a block, to be honest. I guess I was kind of asking to get blocked because I went out so early. But yeah, that's the final classification of Q2. We're P3 and pretty comfortably as well. The times weren't that quick. So I don't know if everyone was just trying to get a safe lap in, or yeah, I don't know, the times weren't anything special. So that got us through very comfortably, and now we're on to Q3. See what we can do. Hoping for maybe a 0.9 or a low 0.0 in Q3 for a top 5, but it's all to play for. I'm sure Barry Burman and Nicholas Longe are going to be favourites for pole. But going into this final classification, we actually done our first banker on a set of old soft tires. We just didn't show it as we invalidated it, and it was just a bit of a mess. So we do have a delta. I'm pretty sure the lap time was a 0.6, a 30.6. So going into this lap, this is our last chance to get a good time in Q3. This is the last chance, the final shoot. It's where the money's made, as they say. Going into this first corner, then we're really going to have to nail it. just after the black box, turn in, and we missed the apex. It's not been great. Can we revitalise it through the second part of the chicane? No, we cannot. We're half a tenth down on an old set of soft tires. It's not going great. It's not looking great. Down into this right-hander. We take a lot of inside curb, down to third gear, back up to fourth, and then back down to third for this right-hander, up to fourth, and then through this long right. It's not a great first sector split. It's a high 0.6. Not what we want to be looking for. Maybe a mid 0.5 or even a 0.4 is what we were looking for, but that's not what we can do here today. So we're going to have to put that behind us and try and regain this time in the middle sector. Going into this chicane, we do not go straight on. We go to the left, braking just before the curb. Take a lot of inside curb on the left and on the right, using it to rotate your car up to fourth gear, fifth, sixth, and up to seventh as we rattle down. It's going to be a low 0.8 split, which is not great at all, but we can still gain it back in this last sector. This is easy flat on F1 cars, absolutely no bother. And then into this long right-hander, you fling it in, take a lot of apex speed, and then use this curb if you can to rotate the car, using all the track and the exits. Tires are screaming hot by now. Down to third gear, the car is not complying with us at all, really hot on the rear end, and it's just wanting to snap at any moment. Coming up to this left-hander, same as the right-hander, you want to fling it in and just carry as much speed as you can. Use this curve to rotate the car slightly. Brake as early as you can. We actually missed the apex due to the tires being so hot. They're getting out of hand now. 6th gear, 7th gear, opening the DRS, rattling down to the start finish line. What's it going to be? And it is a 0.09, and not an awful lap considering how bad the first sector was. If we had a good first, that was a pretty easy 0.9 in the bag. But that actually puts us P2 somehow. I don't know how. As you can see, Brendan the closest behind is a 157. So is Danny Bresney a 157. So yeah, really close. I don't know how that was second, and honestly, the last sector was really good. The middle wasn't crazy, but it was enough. And yeah, the first, yeah, if we had the 10th in the first there, that was an easy 0.9. But should have, would have, could have, we're P2, so we can't complain much. I don't think a 0.9 would have changed their position anyway. I don't think we're beating Barry's time unless we absolutely nailed it. But off the formation lap, I would have shown the setting up the car, the fuel, the tyre pressures and everything, but as I said at the start of the video, my stream was lagging, so I couldn't show it. But we do have Barry ahead of us, our McLaren teammate. He is one of the main drivers for McLaren, so we can trust him to not do anything crazy. We have Brendan behind us. We all know Brendan's a very aggressive driver. He really likes to send it, so we're going to have to be pretty wary of that and try and stay out of horns. So he's just trying to get a clean start. If we lose one position, it's not the end of the world. There's still 27 laps to go, but nevertheless, enough to ram. We've got 4 lights, 5 red lights. And away we go. Do we get a good launch? The reaction time was pretty slow off the line. 3rd gear, 4th gear, turning on the RS. Barry's giving us a slipstream to try and defend from Brendan Lee. We've got Brendan Lee on our inside. We brake late, but Brendan Lee brakes even later. We have to avoid a collision going into turn 1. We back out of it, and Brendan Lee gets the move done. Very good racing from Brendan, and we have to back out just in case we would have went off. But it's looking pretty good. We just need to make sure Danny Bresney cannot make any moves on us now, as we cannot fall back any more than 3rd place. That would not be good starting second through this long right. Tires are fairly cold right now. These are the tires that we used in Q2, keep in mind, so they are worn. And going through here, can Danny Bresney make a move? It doesn't look like it. Looks like we are safe from any attacking opponents, and it looks like that's the lap 1. And as you can see, as usual, the first stints are very boring. We skip on to lap 7, where we now actually have Luke Smith behind us. He's overtaken Danny Bresney. Danny actually looked like he was struggling quite a lot in this first stint. He was quite far back, usually 7, 8 tenths. I think the max it got to was 9. But yeah, we were pushing quite a lot. The ERS isn't the highest. But Danny Bresney, yeah, he did look like he was struggling a fair amount. So going through this long right, as you can see, just if you look in the top left hand of your screen, Danny Bresney actually pits for a set of hards, which I found out later on this lap, I think it was, which is very interesting. I did not expect him to pit for hards, but that'll definitely help him towards the end of the race. Maybe not the start. He's still going to undercut us, as these softs are already off the cliff. But our plan here, same with people like Barry, Brendan, Luke Smith, Nicholas, is to take these softs all the way to the mediums, and hopefully pit maybe this lap or next lap. Just depends on how the car is feeling and how long you want to go, how you want your tyres to be at the end. But we go on. Brendan actually pits this lap, so does Luke Smith, and does Nicholas? No, Nicholas stays out with us. So that's one lap we've not pit, and they have, so they're going to undercut us. There's really no point in trying to focus on them, but we'll just push as hard as we can on this in lap, try and minimise the damage to them. But the good thing about this is we're going to have 1 lap fresher tyres. It may not seem like a lot, but it could be the difference for me. Maybe a puncture or just a few tenths that you need at the end. So coming into the pit lane, do not extend anywhere. I'm sure you all know about that drama. And coming into the pits, we actually nearly hit the back of Barry, and coming into the pits pretty safely. You can see the front left tyre 71%, and we could have went 1 lap longer, but yeah, we would be undercut way too much, and I don't think the fresh tyres would be worth it at the end. So thankfully they've got Ghost in the pit lane. We're not going to get held here. Putting on the medium set of tyres, and lap 9 should be pretty easy to get these to the end. The absolute earliest was lap 8 from what I calculated, but I think you could have pit lap 7 now looking back on it, but yeah, that's just a bit too early. But coming out of the pits now, as you can see all those arrows flying by us, that's all the runners that pit before us, and Dario Emilio actually pits way earlier than we thought. I don't know what lap he pit, but it was either the same lap as Brendan or a lap before. It could have been the same lap as Brendan, as you can see how far ahead they are. And considering they're only 3 tenths or so ahead of us by the time they pit, you can see the undercut is at least 2-3 seconds. So yeah, he's going to be struggling. He looks like he's struggling. His light's actually flashing, which means he's below 10% ERS. This means he's not getting as much power as we are, as when we have it on. So we're going to try and pass him here. Is he going to defend it? He actually makes it pretty easy for us. We're going to try and go down the inside. So is Barry's flashing. He was pushing very hard on his in lap, and we make the move stick. Fairly easy move. Dario didn't fight it, and he also has a 5 seconds, so I think that might have been for the pit lane. But we now skip all the way to lap 12, a few laps ahead. We've got Nicholas Longy now behind us. He's got Dario as well, and Barry's actually going for a move. I think that's on Danny Bresney, who's on the hard tyre. He's going to be struggling right now. Barry actually pushes him very far wide going into this wee chicane. Can we have a move? Because he's had a bad exit. We have a massive moment on the exit. Nearly put it in the wall there. We actually turn off the ARS because we don't think we're going to be able to make the move, but then we turn it back on, seeing Danny Bresney. He's going slow in this straight. We're going to try and go for the move. He defends for the inside. We dart to the left, trying to go round the outside of this long left-hander. We should have the superior grip to Danny Bresney. We are on fresher medium tyres. He pushes us wide, going through that long right-hander, and that is not amazing. So going through this long left, can we set up the exit onto Danny Bresney? No, we can't. We have a wee wiggle. We do turn on the ERS. We have a wee look. Can we make it down the inside? I usually don't like making moves down the inside. Now, I thought he would expect it, and he did expect it. You can see he was a bit more on throttle there going on to the entry. So we could not make anything work. But we do turn on the ERS again. Can we make a move here? And we cannot. In hindsight, those last few ERS buttons we used, we probably shouldn't have used them, as we've literally gained no ground due to it. As I usually say, we live and we learn. We need to take that into account in our race experience. But we don't have a lot of ERS left now. I was aware that Danny Bresney probably had less than us. But as you can see, he goes deep going into this right left and this right. So another sign that we can make a move on him. We're very close. I'm 2 tenths falling into our air. These hard tyres not really in a full shape yet. These mediums doing much better, but we use all our ERS. At this point, I thought we've used a lot. We may as well just use it all and give it everything to get past them. So we keep using it, or we're going to send it down the inside of the chicane. We have a wee fake to the left, and Danny Bresney falls for it. He goes very deep, and we try and set up the exit now due to that. He's working all into our hands. Danny's falling into our trap using the ERS now. Is he going to start flashing? Yes, he does, but he starts flashing. We're pretty much on identical ERS, so now we're going to try and go round the outside of this long right-hander. I cannot get my words together. Now the long right-hander, the one you need to brake for. We're going to try and go round the outside again. The move we done last lap, but we got pushed off. He doesn't push us off this time. He tries to, but we're too far alongside. Then we're going to go deep into this corner. He's not getting any space if he tries to keep it on the outside, and we make the move stick. Good move from us, and that keeps us into a net P4, I believe it is at this point. And then I do defend inside just a little bit here, just in case he goes for it, but he does not, and that secures us P4. Now I'm going to try and save some ERS, as that is completely damaged us, and for some reason he really fought us, but then he just let Nicholas by. So I don't get that. I don't know why he fought me but didn't fight Nicholas. Kind of annoying, but yeah. But nevertheless, moving on to 14, Nicholas uses this opportunity as a chance to pounce. He actually goes down the inside. He must have saw the ERS light flash, and we leave just enough space on the inside, and now we turn it on for this next corner. Or no, we don't actually. I don't know why. I thought I would turn it on. Now we do turn it on. And can we make it stick round the outside? It's going to be very close. It's going to be another Danny Bresney versus me, pretty much round this long right-hander. Is Nico going to shove us off? Going into this next corner, he does shove us off. And can we retaliate going into this next left-hander? Going onto this, can we put him onto the curb? Yes, we do, retaliating back with another push off the track, and that's us keeping our 4th place. I was hoping now at this point that we could save some ERS, because yeah, we've been fighting a little bit too much, and yeah, it'd be nice to save some ERS. So I was looking behind me, hoping he wouldn't fight. And for a few laps, he didn't fight. So thank God, if you're watching this, Nicholas, thank you for not fighting. A lot of people would have fought there. But that's good for us. We saved the ERS. And now if you look ahead of us and behind us, they're actually fighting. That's Barry Burman and Brendan Lee fighting. And I think it's Dario and Bresney fighting in the back, I could be wrong, but these two going side by side. We've got a front row seat of this. In all honesty, I was hoping to crash Barry Burman getting a massive wiggle on the exit. He darts to the right hand side. Can he go round the outside of Brendan Lee? No, he cannot. He cannot make anything of it. And then through this left-hander we're coming up to, is Barry Burman going to send it down the inside? Is he going to have a shot? Is he going to gamble it? No, he's not. And Nicholas Longate actually does. We're so focused on the cars ahead. Nicholas Longate sends one down the inside, and in all honesty, I've got to respect it. It was a very good move. I can't really. He didn't shove me off or anything. Yeah, a very good move. I rate that. I did not expect it at all, and I was genuinely took by surprise. He caught me napping big time. So yeah, we were way too focused on the cars ahead. I didn't think he would go for it. But yeah, that's us net 5th now. And now we have Dario behind us. So again, we're still going to try and stay calm, just save the RS. There's no point in fighting too hard, as we do have to keep in the back of mind the all-strap runners are coming. But we might be having it in the back of mind, but the front runners definitely do not. They're fighting so hard now up at the front. You can see them going side by side through a chicane. This is losing us so much time. We've probably lost at least 8 tenths through that one chicane alone. Now, coming up to this long right-hander, this flat right-hander, it looks like they're 3 wide going through this flat right. They're going to crash, surely they're going to crash. They do not even make contact, and then they're 2 wide going down into this long right. Barry Burman trying to take the lead of the race. Brendan Lee now leading the race. I think it was Luke Smith before, and now it's Barry Burman. He's second, Brendan first, Luke Smith third. Nicholas Longy's getting in action now. He's going down the inside of Luke Smith. Can he make the move stick? Now we've got Dario Mulo trying to go down the inside of us. Is he going to make it work? Everything's going on. I do not know what is going to happen. And then through this corner, is anything going to happen? Can Nicholas Longay get Luke Smith? That would make life much easier for us, as I feel like we could make a pounce on Luke Smith much easier than Nicholas Longay. Is he going to send it down the inside? No, he does not. We skip on to lap 20, and again, Barry Burman and Brendan Lee going side by side. They're nearly 3 wide again. We're defending from Dario Mulo. They're side by side. Once again, Dario sends it down the inside of us through this long right. Is he going to leave his space? He does through this long left now. We're trying to turn in. The car's not gripping up whatsoever, and we actually push out Dario just a little bit. He wasn't really long alongside anyway, but sorry Dario, just in case you're watching. But nevertheless, back to the action. Nicholas Longate, Luke Smith side by side through this left-hander back to the right, and it's just chaos. We're losing so much time through all this fighting. They're still side by side. Who's going to come out on top? We are praying Nicholas comes out on top, as I feel like we have the pace advantage over Luke Smith. Is Nicholas going to get it? He's got the inside line for this next corner, and he makes it stick. That is a blessing in disguise for us into this next section. We're going through the first sector, and as you can see, as I said, blessing in disguise. Nicholas, or Luke Smith, actually starts flashing. And when you start flashing, I'm sure you know what that means, as I already said it in the previous few laps. That means that he is below 10% ERS. This is going to give him less power going into a straight compared to us when we turn on this overtake button. As you can see, he's flashing again. He's below 10%. We are above 30%. We've got so much more ERS. Nicholas Longay trying to give him slip. I think Nicholas is doing that tactically, so he cannot have us behind them, and we actually make the move stick very nicely. And going on to lap 22 nearly, we are in a net 4th place, I believe, which is pretty good. We try to give slip to Luke Smith to keep him ahead, as Nicholas Longay done, and it has not worked out whatsoever, which is a shame. But yeah, now going on to lap 23, there's 4 laps left of this France Grand Prix. Nicholas Longay sliding all over the place. These medium tyres are starting to get a little bit worn, a little bit slidey. As you can see, we slide on the exit of this corner, and this is where the medium tyres are starting to give way. But as you can see, just behind us, Jorno Otmir on the soft tyres. I think he might have started 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, somewhere around there. He's actually caught up to us. He's on the alternate strat, and as you can see, I know a lot of people like seeing this. We let him by because there's no point in fighting him. I would love to fight him, but it's literally impossible. We can see the pace advantage he has on us. Even if we tried to fight him, I don't think we could. And yeah, this is where it starts to get a little bit messy. This alt strat runners, they're doing hard to soft. They're actually going to be so much quicker now than us, as Danny Bresney actually goes for a move. So enough of the alt strat runners. Is he going to make it stick? We defend inside. We know he's going for the switchback and he backs out. But meanwhile, this is all happening. We're losing so much time to the cars ahead. 9 10s. We cannot lose the DRS gap to the cars ahead. Now Avalo Caraton, another alt strat runner. He's in soft tyres just behind us. And again, the pace advantage they're going to have is going to be way too much for us to be able to fight against them. And you can see the cars ahead, they're getting swamped by it as well. Brendan, Barry, Nicholas, all at the victim of these soft runners. It's so powerful. Look how quick they are. Even in the straights, it feels like they have a tyre advantage. Does at this point. We lift off, let Alvaro go through, and there's not really much else we can do. As Nicholas Long actually spins, I think that was... I don't actually know how he spun. But yeah, he spun, and next up Jake actually got us as well on the soft tyre, so making our life even more difficult as we get a massive send down the inside from Danny Bresney. I was not expecting that. I was not even expecting that commentating over this video. And we go through this on left. Danny Bresney still sticking up there inside. As you can see, these hard tyres from him are getting so much better than us. We try brake late, but these front tyres have no grip in them anymore. These medium tyres have just fell off the cliff, and this is Danny Bresney's time to shine. His tyres are so much better than ours, and that's him. He is ahead, and yeah, there's not much we can do at this point. We've got 2 more soft runners behind us in the name of Yoni and Thyme, probably even more. I'm pretty sure Shinaka's still to come. And speak of the devil, Shinaka's behind us, going on to the penultimate lap. We're on the penultimate lap, going into the final lap of the race. Shinaka, is he going to send it down the inside? No, he doesn't. He keeps it behind us. He came out of pits in 16th, I think it was, in lap 22 or something. He is very far behind, but now he's all over us. A few people pit, I think that was, and he's going to go for a move. He goes to the outside. We try to defend with all our might, but as I say time and time again, these soft tyres are so much better. As you see, Williams, he's off the track. I think that was a collision with him and Brendan Lee, and then we've got Thyme Shooter behind us. Is Thyme going to be able to make a move? You can see Shinaka Clay flashing, not much ERS after trying to carve his way through the field, but nevertheless, we cannot focus on Shinaka Clay. We've got to focus behind us on Thyme Shooter. He does have a penalty, but still, it could cause a bit of riots if he gets by us. Then we'd be victim to even more soft runners, which is not what we want. Is Thyme Shooter going to go for it? We are in a call with him. We are begging him not to go for the move, as he's got a penalty anyway. He's not going to finish inside the points. There's 2 cars off on the right hand side. That's Brendan Lee and Barry Burman. They are into the wall after a late last lap collision, and we're up into 5th place. We're close to scoring no points on this last lap. We're now in 5th place, heading into the final few corners, going into this last sector. 72% on the front left tyre. It's close to puncture range, but I think we're going to be safe. I'm pretty sure it's 75% you need for a puncture. Going through these last few corners, 3 corners to go. They're actually side by side just behind us. Hopefully we do not get caught up in any instant. Yoni Tormley takes it off of Thyme Shooter. Is he going to get points? He does have a penalty, but there's a lot of chaos behind more penalties even further back. Is Shinaka Clay going to be in a fight with Danny Bresney? Are they going to crash? Can we snatch another podium? It would be our 4th podium in a row in PSL, but no, they are not. Shinaka Clay gets him on the line, and we take home P5, which is not bad considering we're like 10th going into the last lap. And yeah, it's a shame because the alt strat was very powerful. As you can see, Yarno dominating pretty much. The alt strat was very powerful. I think my Nan could have done that and nearly won the race. But yeah, it's what it is. These things happen, I guess. We are top 5 in the standings, I believe, after only doing 2 out of 4 races now. So it's been a pretty good campaign for us, and for not focusing on it too much, I'd say it's gone pretty well. I'm pretty proud of how it's been going. I'm pretty sure Danny Bresney will get a penalty, as he did cross the entry line, not the exit or the bit in the right. He actually crossed the left-hand side solid white line, which is a rule in PSL. If you cross that, the left-hand one. There's quite a lot of debate right now about the one on the right, but the one on the left, that's a pretty plain blank 5 seconds. It's been a penalty forever, so that should be us P4. I'm pretty confident that's us P4. If it's not, I'd be pretty shocked. But yeah, it should be P4, which is not bad. The only races we've done in Psgl now are P2 and P4, and as you can see, the stream lagging. Yeah, so sorry about that. Should also recap on the fact the challengers videos aren't out. If you don't follow Twitter or watch my Twitch when I stream these races, challengers did not go well whatsoever. I think we're on for a podium in Imola, and we got shoved into the gravel, lost in positions, finished like 5th or something, and then Portugal, our head was gone, and we finished like 8th or 7th or something like that. So not a great run in challengers. I will have the videos up next weekend and next week, or so 2 weeks time roughly. I just don't really have the time to edit them, and I don't really want to watch them back unless I'm in a better mood after Thursday event 3 challengers. So I'll try and get them up soon. It's going to bring me a lot of pain doing it, but I'll give it my best shot. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, subscribe if you aren't already. A lot of you aren't subscribed, so it means a lot to me. And if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment. I know Jazz, you'll probably beg it in the comments. But yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.